We'll look at trustees purchasing an additional dwelling and how the SDLT surcharge will apply. Generally, then, registration of title by trustees, and we'll look at Land Registry Guide 24 on that. We'll look at typical land registry requisitions that come up in the trustee situation. Restrictions, very important in the context of trustees. Standard forms, methods of application, cancellation and withdrawal of restrictions who can apply. Then transactions by particular trustees, executors, administrators, and their registration. Applications by beneficiaries to protect their interests. What happens when there is a change of trustees, death or bankruptcy or mental incapacity. The difference between bare trusts, constructed trusts, trust corporations, pension funds. We'll take a look at joint ownership of property, where a trustee situation will arise, joint tenancy, tenancy in common, implied and express trusts, the notion of severance, and transferring a share in a property. We'll look at trust deeds. When is a trust deed necessary or advisable? And then we'll look in some detail at the Trusts of Land and the Appointment of Trustees Act 1996, sometimes called TOLATA, sometimes the 1996 Act. And we'll look at some illustrative cases in between, in particular courts giving a blessing to trustee proposals, Brown and New Quadrant Trust Corporation. There is an exception where the disposition creating the Trust of Land can include certain limitations, which are then to be protected by Form B. The idea is always to protect beneficiaries. If there is no restriction, the trustees can deal with the land unfettered by limitations, and a buyer need inquire no further. Trustees must apply for Form B in respect of a registered estate when the declaration of trust imposes limitations on the powers of trustees under TOLATA, and in respect of a registered estate when a change in the trusts imposes limitations. So either the limitations are there in the trust to start with, or when the trust is varied in some way, which places limitations on the trustees.